Hey guys, today is going to be the review of my, should I get the thumbnail? My Eureka lightspeed. I haven't really done much videos on this new channel, but we're gonna do the review on it right now. So starting out on the bottom, you've got the belt view right there, and 12 amps, dirt on it, dust. Then you got 3, 4, 5 height adjustments. Spins nice and easily. Then you got your lightspeed logo. You can see mine are a little bit tattered. Then you got your 2 screws that hold down the base plate. I painted mine gray, but this plate has been taken off a lot since then, so this one's like chipping. Then you got your stair cleaning handle right here, and then this is where the light would have been on the Maximas and the Power Pluses, which came before this. Did the Power Pluses have headlights? I think the Power Pluses might have had headlights, but I can't remember. But I know the Maxima and the Power Plus came before this. But, and then this is your release pedal, and on-off switch, stair cleaning hand. I already showed you that. Then this is like the bin assembly right here. This bin assembly is the main reason these weren't very appreciated. Although, if you look at the reviews for this machine, it wasn't too bad. But yeah, you can see that's where the air pulls through, the motor air pulls through there, goes through here, and pulls this filter. Very simple. No cyclone, no net, or anything. Even more simple than a twin chamber. Who would have thunk it? You can see here's the bin. It's actually got a bit of capacity. It's small, round, but there's nothing going through it, because there's no cyclone. Then you can see you got this filter, which people think aren't washable, but if you look on the back, and this goes for the Maxima and the Power Plus, I've looked it up. Rinse off using warm water if necessary. And I know they don't say you can or cannot use soap. I've used soap on this multiple times. It's still fine. So this is just Sharpie, because I don't really remember why I did that. But I don't know. What the hell? Okay. So yeah. And you got your Eureka logo there. And this says pull, like that, I guess. But you can also push right here. I push. And then it's kind of hard to get it to shut, so I usually push down on this to allow it to push in easier. I don't know if originally these were black lettering, but I used a Sharpie and made them black anyways. You can see filter, I think it's a DCF-4 filter or something. Yeah. Don't buy these locally. It's a scam. I think at my local Walmart, they charge $21 for these, which at that rate, I might as well just go get a new vacuum cleaner. Because that's just not worth it. $21 for this, because you can get a 2-pack of these, I believe, for $10 on Walmart's website, but if you go there locally, they're asking $21. Or $20 for the normal one and $21 for the Febreze one. For $1 more for the Febreze. But both deals suck, because you can get the Febreze ones too for good deals on their website. They just sell it more pricey locally. I don't know why. But yeah, so no real seal. I guess the filter itself has the seal on it, which is kind of nice, because whenever you replace this filter, you're gonna get a new seal. Now, I haven't ever replaced this filter, and I've owned this for like a year already. But tighten. All right. Okay, I think it's on. Yeah, okay. And then there is indeed no seal here where these two lock together. It just locks together, and it's very loose, but there is a nice, very nice actually, rubber seal right there where the air comes through so that no dust, if it does get by that filter, is going to leak. So that's one nice thing. And then here, so that when the dirt's coming into the bin, it doesn't leak all over the place. And this seal is actually removable if you want to do a nice thorough washing on it. I usually just use like a toothbrush to get in between those lines. Last time I just wiped it, so now this doesn't want to go in properly. I think it's like kind of loose now because it's so old. It's been taken out so many times. But yeah, you guys know I have silicone adhesive to kind of reinforce this thing a little bit. It's got a bad air leak right here. This is where the suction goes up to the, you know, input air that pulls to the filter. And it leaks here, and I was losing suction and airflow power. So I just sealed it up with some silicone adhesive. Plus, these two pieces, this piece used to wiggle around a lot because it's only one screw going through. It's kind of like the older Hoovers, actually. Hey, buddy. Kind of how they used to have, I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's a screw running through the body holding it on, and that's kind of how this is, except the screw is behind here, behind this hose. I don't know how this happened. Clearly someone was taking out the hose and bending this to take it out instead of taking out the screw. Obviously, I'm not the original owner of this thing. I'm not the original owner of most of my vacuums, but yeah. And also, I see it when I took it down to the motor. Finally, I used silicone to seal it back up. And what happened is this first time I did it, well, the first time I tried sealing it up, I didn't even get it down to the motor at all. And I'm like, well, hell with it. If I can't get it down to the motor, this thing needs to have some better filtration. So I just started lathering it outside the seam. Well, then I got curious the next day, and I'm like, well, just to make myself look like a dumbass for making this sloppy mess on the outside of this motor, let's see if I can get the screw out. This is the screw that was bad. And if you wonder why this silicone's here, is because in the process of drilling out that screw, I drilled through the motor housing. So I have to have this here, otherwise air blows out of there. But then I finally got it down to the motor because I got that screw that was stuck in there. There's not even a screw in there anymore. But, because I finally got that out. So what I did is I just did it like I did with my rewind, and I just put a little bit of silicone, and then it sandwiched it together, and then it sealed up a little bit neater. Now, this stuff that you see on the outside is from the first time that I lathered it on there like an idiot. So, yeah. So that's the bin assembly and kind of my fuck up. Oh, and when I took it down to the motor, I siliconed around the cord so that no air leaks around that like it used to, because that was kind of disturbing how much air leaked around that, and this would always get dusty right here. Just because a little bit, or after like a month of no cleaning and using it for every day of the month, a little bit of dust would build up around there for the little bit of dust that gets by this filter. And it's got the excuse for letting a little dust by that filter. That filter's been through hell and back. I've sucked up sheetrock dust, all kinds of sawdust. It's gotten wet from vacuuming, and yeah, I've used this. This is one of those machines, it doesn't even look old. It just looks like a budget machine. So, yet again, don't baby it that much. And then here, it's lost friction, and there's actually a crack right there. So I just wrapped a bunch of painter's tape around it to try and make it stay in there better, which seems to work. And then here, also, this hose wouldn't stay in there anymore. It would always pop out, and it was really annoying, so I put tape there to help hold that in. 25 or 30 foot cord, I think it might be 30 actually, surprisingly, because even my whole house 2 and my max performances, or no, my max performance actually does have a 30 foot cord, but I know my whole house 2 and my rewind have a 25 foot, and I think this might actually be 30, but I'm not sure, probably 25. But yeah, and then you got this brush. Now, these would have originally came with just a normal brush without these yellow things, but that's the one I got with this. Then this Crestone extension wand. These are the ones it would have came with. Some had black ones, some had this white one. That's not the original white one, but that's what they would have had. But yeah, and then the extension wand, which you can see, this thing's like got this weird fade going on. Now, it did sit outside for 2 years before my grandpa got it, and then he owned it for a while, and then he gave it to me. But it sat outside for 2 years. Just, you know how, you know, the normal roof of the house kind of hangs over a little bit? It kind of just sat under there for 2 years. So it got snow and rain, and surprisingly, it's still running. And it doesn't really sound bad or anything. It's kind of surprising. What? You're pathetic. You know that? What? You got your power button here, also sealed up right there, even though I didn't really have to because no air goes through here. I just did that more or less to make it more durable. But yeah, that's your power switch. I do like these because when it's on, it stays down, and then when it's off, it pops up so you know if it's on or off. Unlike the Bissel's with foot switches that you can't tell. And it scares Inteltech Studios, man. Alright, and you got your clear stained yellow along with the pin, which I really don't like the look of, but whatever. What the hell? I forgot about that. My sister did that, like, the first day I owned this thing. And I just haven't really had the heart to take it off. But, yeah, I also painted these two screws gray, because why not? But yeah, this is so you can see clogs, because that's normally where it's going to clog, if it does clog. Which, I don't know how people clog their machines so easily. I've seen people clog their machines just by using it on a carpet that looks clean, but it turns out it's not, and they clog it with pet hair. How much pet hair could be out there? What is your problem? So fuck you. What the hell? Jesus Christ. God. So yeah, and I guess that's actually about it. Oh yeah, bottom. As you can see. Got your brush roll, yellow bristles. It has these like little line thingies here to make carpet lines and kind of like structurize the base. This one broke here, and this one is in the process of breaking. And then you can also pull this down, and it scares me. So yeah. And then it actually has axle wheels, unlike a lot of cheaper machines that the wheels are held on with clips, like they pop-in wheels. The wheels just pop into it. This one's actually held on with a little metal axle. Hey, I need your rubber. What? But yeah, so I don't even know what's going on there. So yeah, either I will be doing a demo video on this machine eventually, but the next demo, I don't even know what I'm gonna do the next demo on, but whatever. Sorry about that. You're pathetic. Stay tuned for more videos, and yeah. Mention it is a very lightweight machine. Not as light as the Bissel's were. This is actually heavier than a Bissell Power Force Helix or something. So it's a little bit heavier than those, but it's still light. It's very light on the arm. There's not much up here. Apparently enough for it to fall. But yeah, most of the weight comes from the motor. Like it does. One thing I like is this is like a mid-size machine, yet it still has the airflow and suction power of an full-size machine, because it's got the same motor that the full-size machines that were out around the time of this, like the Ultima, has the same motor that the Ultimas had. So, model number. There's the Hoover Caddyvac motor assembly after greasing it. And I also found some gasket maker for it. Hey, you. What? He hates it when I do that. Yeah, so it is a Type D-1, and it's got 120 volts, 12 amps, 60 hertz, and yeah, it's got your warnings, cautions, different languages, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for more. Oh yeah, and it's a model 4700. It takes a style U-belt. Sorry.